And good morning. Welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls. I'm your host, and I am very fired up this morning. I have a superwoman on the show today. Her name is Tammie Acosta. Tammie, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. I know it's super early out in California right now.
Super early. It is like way too early for me being on, supposed to be on vacation this week, but you know, that never works, right?
Yeah, I get that. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time. I know that you're also a very, very busy lady. So, you know, I want to talk about, you know, the show. I created this show. I've had tremendous success and a lot of blessings in life. And you know, I created this to to give back to the world, to show people that you don't have to stay stuck, that you can get unstuck, and I'm hoping that through your story you're going to be able to help some people get unstuck.
Totally. That's like the name of the game for life.
That's right.
So check quick. I think I shared the video. I'm not sure if I did it correctly.
You did. It just said that you did. So
okay.
So yeah. So
well, thanks. I'm glad you asked me to do this. I've been following you for like about 2 years or so. I think you're a rock star. You definitely know what you're doing. I don't even know all of what you do, but I just know you know how to like dial it in.
that sums it up. I'm a dialer inner.
Right?
But so Tammie, I've been watching, you know, your posts and you're just like, you're like this super happy, bubbly, outgoing. You're a realtor, right?
Right, I am.
You do some amazing things, and you know, I'm sure you've been through the ups and downs in life, and so I wanna start with, let's tell everybody where you were, like, where were you born and raised?
Okay, so I'm here in SoCal. I'm in Orange County, you know.
Yeah.
I call it Silicone City and blonde hair. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, but, you know, Orange County, so I'm born and raised out here, lived here my entire life. I'll give you like a quick rundown. I call it my elevator pitch. Like, tell me about you in about 2 minutes, right? Yeah. Because if it's not that interesting, don't keep going.
Right.
So I was born and raised out here. I was married for 16 years. I thought I was married forever. He said he didn't want to be married to me. I was devastated. It took me an entire year of therapy to get over it.
Wow.
I walked into the therapist's office and she says, "Why are you here?" And I was like, I couldn't even muster up words.
Wow.
So a year of therapy, and then I just thought, you know, this was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
So 7 years later, here I am on my 5th career. And this is my lifetime career. I'll do this until I'm 90. You know, I love it. I was meant to do this. I have a son. My son will be 20 in a few months.
Wow.
And, yep. Oh, home of Botox also.
Right.
This is your 43-year-old here.
Wow. Really?
Really?
Wow. Had no idea.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, you know, growing up in Southern California, I don't know what that's like. I told you I've been to like, what's the
so you said Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. I've been as far south as Santa Monica, and that's it.
Yeah, and you and I were trying to, like you said, I told you I was in Laguna last night, and I'm actually right out this way right now at my girlfriend's house in the area.
Okay.
And you said, well, where's that at? And I said, well, you went to Santa Monica. I said, you went to like the hippie town pretty much, like where all the hipsters are at. You go Laguna, Newport, you're kind of like more of the old cat bar. Let's go there.
Well, we were in LA. We went through Beverly Hills, saw a friend of mine in Beverly Hills, and then I said, let's just drive south. And so we did, and I'm like, Santa Monica, I've heard of that. Let's stop there. And that was it. Like, you know, we had dinner out on the pier and all that, and then went back to Vegas. But so, you know, so growing up, you know, in Southern California, you know, I guess it doesn't matter where you grow up. I feel like there's always some sort of an influence, a childhood influence. Maybe it's a person or people or an event or multiple events, but typically there's something that occurs in childhood that kind of shapes who we become as an adult. And so I'm curious what popped into your head as soon as I said that.
Oh, a multitude of things. Real estate being that when I was a kid, my grandfather left some properties to my sisters and I, and we just decided to, instead of selling them right then, we decided if we put some energy into it, we could make more money on it. So that influence for real estate started at like age 12 when I realized if you just put a little elbow grease into a house, you can turn a hefty profit. So I learned that early on. And then just in everything, just who I am, I've always been this person. Like high school, I was the secretary for 4 years. I was a peer counselor, for 4 years.
Wow.
I mean, just like that's always been, people see me now and they're like, oh my gosh, you haven't changed. I was like, was my personality supposed to change?
Right.
Right. I've just always been an outgoing person. I meet people every day, like last night, for example, we were out with friends. I got 3 new Facebook friends last night.
Wow. That's
It's just,
awesome.
but also it's my business too.
Sure.
It's a people business, and that's who I am. I love people.
Right. Well,
You know?
and so that ties into being an entrepreneur for sure. I mean, you have to have some sort of a love for people to be able to succeed, I think. Right.
Right.
So your grandfather, you said, left you some property.
Yeah, he left my sisters and I some properties when we were kids. He had died, and so the inheritance at the end of the ball game was minute. It was literally like $10,000. That was my portion. It was nothing.
Right.
But
Right.
I got that when I was like 12 years old. My sisters got the same thing. They all blew it.
Yeah.
Back then it was actually a lot more. It was like probably double the amount, right?
Right.
What it is today. But they blew it. I kept it. I held on to it, put it into an account when I was 25.
Yeah.
I used that as part of my down payment on my first house.
Wow. Good for
I
you.
saved it the entire time.
Wow.
And then I ended up selling that house after I did call it a live and flip.
Yeah.
So you live in the house, but then you actually flip it. So I was in there for a year and a half, made $150,000 profit on that one house.
Wow. Good for you. In a year and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know what I'm doing.
So you were in did you go to college after high school?
Actually, I am still a junior.
In college?
Never finished.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did it. I did it. I got married young. I got married at 20 years old.
Yeah.
I had my son at almost 25, so I didn't get, had him later.
Yeah.
But always was working and doing it and working and doing it. And a few years ago, I think about 5 years ago, I just said, I'm done. Like I don't want to put my energy into this. I need to put my energy in something that's going to actually turn a profit for me now.
Right.
So
right.
I just put my focus 2 years ago. I put my focus into real estate.
So what? But
So
what?
I've had my
right.
2 years this month.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
but like after high school and during college, did you work?
Absolutely.
Did you? What'd you do then?
So I started actually at a paint company when I was 16 years old, a union. I always tell people I actually am a union.
Wow.
I did 4 years. I have 1 more year. So I always tell people, don't be surprised if you walk into a grocery store one day and you see me working because I have a pension I can get. I just need 1 more year.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Wow.
Yes. I was a master paint mixer.
Really? And that's a union organization?
Yep.
Wow.
It was back before. It was actually so long ago. It was before, now you could take a paint sample to Home Depot and stuff, and you put it under the calibrator, and they just do it, and the computer tells you what it is.
Yeah.
Well, back then we had a reel, and you would spin the dial, look through the book, and dial it up, and
Wow.
I could do my eyesight. I could look at something and say you need a D3 and an F2, and
Oh my
so
gosh.
I did that, and then from there, that Home Depot was coming in big in Southern California.
Yeah.
And so I jumped ship to Home Depot, and I was a manager at Home Depot of all home installations, roofing, kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, all that. So I managed that entire team for 5 years.
Wow.
did that, and then so Home Depot, right? You're wearing that like orange apron that says, "Hi, I'm Tammie. Been
Yeah.
here," you know. So then my son was going into kindergarten, and I looked in the mirror one day and I thought to myself, I will not have my son stand up in front of a class and say, "My mom works at Home Depot." I couldn't do it. It was like mind-boggling. So what I did is I was like, this can't happen. So I enrolled in some college courses, got some certifications,
Wow.
and I got a job in fashion. And so I was
Fashion.
fashion, downtown LA.
Really?
I was a
Hold it. You
trim
went from the Home Depot to fashion.
to fashion for 5 years.
That's
for 3
unbelievable.
different companies.
Wow.
So I was an overseas trim buyer.
You what?
I was an overseas trim buyer. So what I would, okay, when you buy a garment and you take all that junk off of the top,
Yeah.
like you're cutting off this and cutting off that,
Yeah.
well, all that junk is a job.
Yeah.
I used to do the junky job.
Wow. So would you travel for that? Did you go like out of the country or?
We had factories in China, Russia, Oman, different, all these different countries. I just got to go to Michigan one time. And I became like the leader of learning, what was it, Pomida, I think it was, or Kmart back then. So we were budget. We did budget fashion.
Yeah.
So you would do a container, an entire container of one garment. And so every documentation on that label had to be correct. And one time it happened to me where I had one number wrong and they charged the company back like $45,000.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And then this guy comes to me, Tammie, what are you doing? And I'm all, dude, it's one number. And he goes, they're charging us $45,000. And I'm all, okay, well, what the hell do you want me to do about it now?
Right.
I'm all, the damn boat's in the water. It's coming.
Oh, my gosh.
He's all, I don't know. You have to take a day off work. Go. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll see you tomorrow.
Wow. Holy moly.
So it was fun. Actually, it was very fun.
So that's funny. So was it the same company the whole time in the fashion?
No, 3 different companies.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So some of them we did the budget fashions. Another one we did was giant merchandising, which is like, I don't know if they're still around, but they were the biggest. They did concert T-shirts and all that stuff. And I remember one time back, I don't know, think back like almost 15, 20 years ago, right? They had those like Hershey's call 1-800 blah blah.
Yeah.
And we were going into production one day, and we were ready to. I mean, when we say production, we're talking like a container or 2 containers of this one thing, right? And they were ready to print everything. And then just for the heck of it, I go, you know what, guys? Let me call that number, the number we have on this thing.
Yeah.
Called the number, and it was not the right number. It was like, hello, welcome to blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
no way.
stop, you guys have the wrong number.
Oh, my, no way. So when you say a container, you mean like a shipping container, like on a semi truck thing?
It starts on a vessel. So in China there'll be like a container. They produce the garment, put it on the container in the warehouse. Then from there it goes to the dock, and then it goes on the shipping container. These massive shipping ships, right?
Yeah.
And then from there it comes into the port, and then from there it gets onto a big rig, and then it goes to the whatever the hub of the, I can't think of it right now.
Right.
The store, right?
Yeah, right.
It's distributed. Yeah.
Wow.
So after that, I went to work for a lighting company, Tiffany Lighting.
Like Tiffany.
Like Tiffany.
Wow.
But it's a Dale Tiffany. So they sell them like in Lowe's,
okay.
Penny's, QVC, HSN, all that stuff. So they're Tiffany replicas.
Oh,
and
I got you.
Yi Chung, he says to me, "You want to work for me?" Oh, and let me go back. Let me go back a little bit, real quick.
Yeah.
So back to the fashion thing, right? So I'm downtown LA, and the guys come in one day and they're like, "Oh my God, it's fantastic news!" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "We're moving." I'm like, "What do you mean we're moving?" He's like, we're moving to Beverly Hills. And I go, ugh. I go, well, good for you because you live there. That's another 30 minutes for me.
Yeah.
I was already driving an hour and a half just to get to work through LA traffic.
Right.
Only like 25 miles, but an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So they came to me and said, we're moving. And I was like, and my son was little. And I just had this like thing, like I can't be far away from him.
Yeah.
So I took a day off work one day and I took out this before cell phone, before everybody had like, everything on their phone. I took out a map and I drew a circle of my house and a 5-mile radius.
Yeah.
And I got dressed and my ex-husband says, what are you doing? You're off. I said, I'm going to go find a job within 5 miles here.
Wow.
Because I had a goal back then because my son was about to start first grade.
Yeah.
And first grade, yeah. I had a goal to drop him off at school or pick him up from school every single day.
Yeah.
And so I did. I walked out and I got a job. So I found this company, Tiffany Lighting, 1 mile from my house.
Wow.
And he says to me, what do you know about lighting? I said, nothing. And he goes, well, then how are you? I said, you know what? I know how to, if you want to produce a good, if you want to produce this cup,
yeah.
I can tell you where to find the raw materials. We can source it. I can get it manufactured somewhere, get it on a container and get it here. I said, so I can do that with anything. What's the difference?
Right.
He's like, oh. I said, right? I said, so when do I start? So I did that, and I made I made a $15,000 increase in my income.
Wow. In
that one move, and I was 1 mile from my house, and I dropped my son off. I picked my son up from school and dropped him off every single day. And I did that first grade till he graduated last year.
That's incredible.
Every single day I had lunch with my son because I would take my lunch. I would do my lunch after he got out of school.
Yeah.
So every single day for his entire growing up, I took him we had lunch together. So an hour of solid time with my son.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So from there, I did that for 2 years. And the entire time I was there, I told him, I said, I have to quit. I said, I have to go. I need a pension because I started thinking about like long term.
Yeah.
And I said, I got to go. And he goes, no, you're staying here. And I said, up until the day that I said, okay, I'm going to, I've got to leave. Like I'm starting my other job like in 2 weeks. He goes, you have to stay. I said, come outside with me real quick. And he goes, why? I said, come outside. Look outside, the big building, right? I go, until that name up there says Dale, Tiffany, and Tammie. And he goes, oh.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So I jumped ship and I went to government.
Wow.
Yeah. So with a pension and the whole package,
yeah.
Because I was never really 100% confident in my marriage.
Right, right.
Even though I portrayed like, to me it's like if you're in the pool, just like swim in the pool. Don't bitch about it,
Right.
Because if not, get the hell out.
Right, right.
So, so I was never 100% confident in my marriage. So I sought out a career that I could basically protect my son. So like it's consistent, it's protected, everything will be taken care of.
Yeah.
So, I have a government career.
Wow. And the government doing what for the government?
You ever seen that show Parks and Recreation?
Yes. Once.
Exactly.
I think once.
That's exactly what I did.
Is it really?
I still do it.
Really? Oh my gosh. Part-time?
No.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So we run Parks and Recreation for our local city.
Okay.
So we run a water park, a gymnasium, a senior building, a rec center, and 4 park sites, and over about 200 at the peak season, over 200 and some odd employees.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
I have six more years, and I can leave with my pension.
That's awesome. So but you're also an entrepreneur, like
totally. Yeah. Real estate. I love it.
Yeah.
So that was. I always say I was born to do 3 jobs. I've said this since I was a kid. A lawyer. I didn't finish. That takes me continuing to finish school, which I get just basically through Allen right now.
Right.
So, a lawyer, a news anchor, or real estate agent. Those are the 3 careers I've always known that I was meant to do.
Wow.
And I'm pretty damn good at the real estate thing.
Are you?
It's fantastic. I love it.
what is it? I've done a lot of coaching, and I've coached many people that are in that industry, and I find it curious that there's a lot of no offense to anybody out there, but there's a lot of very lazy realtors.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Tell me about it.
really. Like, go take some pictures of the property and put it up on the MLM with some pictures, not just a picture of the front of the house. Like,
Right, right.
But I
Yeah.
mean, so what is it in life, I guess? What are some of the biggest challenges that you've faced? And without getting into detail, but like, what are some things that you've thought, man, there is no way I'm getting through this?
Divorce.
Mm,
That
yeah.
was the biggest challenge I ever dealt with.
Wow. Wow.
18 years of my life was one person. From you meet him, I met him when I was 17 years old. At 36 years old, he says, "I don't want you anymore."
Oh, God.
Devas- Devastated.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that I had to get over.
Yeah. That was tough.
Honestly, at the time, I thought that therapy was like for sissies.
Yeah.
But I'm the biggest cheerleader of therapy now, like,
Yeah.
because that really saved me.
Yeah.
If I didn't do that, there's no way. And since then, I had somebody coach me through that.
Yeah.
I had actually the therapist, and I had actually my brother-in-law,
Yeah.
my ex-husband's brother.
Wow.
He was the one who helped me.
That's awesome.
And he literally walked me through the whole thing. And since then, I have actually given that back to probably 5 people.
That's
Like,
awesome.
walk them through the whole process.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like the process of like the paperwork or selling
Right.
your house, that kind of stuff. I mean the mental and the
Emotional.
process. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way that I describe it is like, I don't know, were you ever married, divorced rather?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. More than once.
Oh,
Yeah.
only one. I'm looking for my ultimate husband still.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
am totally ready to get married again.
Right.
Absolutely.
Wow.
But the way I describe it is like a woman's handbag. Everything in that bag is like, it's precious to you. And it's like when you get divorced, it's like someone takes your bag and they just shake it upside down and everything goes everywhere. And
Wow.
like nothing feels right. Your shoes don't even feel right on you. Nothing, you feel foreign. You feel out of body. Like nothing is,
Wow.
it's surreal. And the divorce rate in county here is like 70%.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, you're in Ohio, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably like 10%, right?
No, it's higher than that, but
Now, Vegas, let's go back to this
yeah,
problem,
it's like 95% there.
right?
So, I mean, are there as far as business though? Is there anything in business that you faced that you thought this is a killer here? I don't know if I can get through this.
No, nothing.
Really?
I know that nothing that
Yeah.
honestly, my honest answer is there's nothing that I have faced that I'm like, I can't do it.
That's awesome.
I feel like, yeah, the real
So-
estate, I love it. It's just, there's an answer for everything. You just got to find it.
I agree 1,000%. So what are some of the things in because I see you doing a lot of stuff in the real estate markets out there, and at least from what I can tell on social media, it looks like you're incredibly successful at it. And,
It's great.
And what's that?
It's fantastic.
Right.
I'm
So-
always blown away.
What are some of the things that you do that kind of separate you from everybody else? Because there's realtors that don't sell a house a year.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, it's my commitment to it's my commitment to self, and it's my commitment to them emotionally, morally, ethically. That's basically the code.
Yeah.
Working for government all these years, I'm a public servant. Like, you have to serve the community.
Yeah.
That's what I've done since I was a kid. When I just told you I was a peer counselor.
Right.
When I was, a kid, counseling kids to try to get back on track.
Right. Right.
Kid,
Yeah.
It's like, it's the it's this responsibility that I have. Like, for example, I always tell people this story, and it was just happened a few months ago. I had clients that said, I want to buy this house, and then they wanted to find something a little less expensive, so we were driving far out. They walk into this house. Of course, we're, 45, 50 miles away from like, LA where they live. And they go, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm like, of course you love it, because we're kind of in the boondocks and the house is way cheap, right?
Yeah.
And like I told them, I said, if I was just any other realtor, I would have said, okay, great. Here's the paper. Sign it. Done. I didn't do that. I said, I said, you guys, I think what you need to do is get a hotel room right here on Tuesday and Wednesday and drive back and forth to downtown LA 2 times this week. I said, once you do that and you feel that you still love the house and you love the commute, then we'll write the offer. Wow. And then he goes, I don't love the house anymore. They didn't even want to get the hotel room.
Yeah.
Because it's so far. But had I been an unethical realtor, I would have said, which there are, I don't know if it's unethical. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they would have said, here, sign it. And then it's kind of tough, you know what. If you like it. Oh, call me back in a year and let me sell it for you again.
Right.
Well, that's a piece of, you know what, if you ask me.
I agree. And I think that, again, it comes down to what everything you just said is it goes back to what you did with the counseling as a kid, right? So you're helping other people, right? And so instead of taking advantage of, you're literally, helping them. You're not hurting them, right?
Right.
And that's going to separate you from everybody in the business.
Right. So like I always tell people, I'm trying to find you your forever home if you want it.
Right.
If you don't, then okay. But I'm not going to try to sell you. I'm not going to persuade you to buy something knowing that I'm going to thinking that you're going to sell it in 2 years, because nobody. That's not what the intent. It's like going into a marriage thinking you're going to get divorced. Why would you do that? Like, you're going to go into it because you want it.
Right.
So, and I don't know. I'm just very direct with people. I'm very I'm extremely transparent. Like I always tell them, you can call me. I get calls like on my phone up till midnight sometimes, and they're like, I'm bugging you. Like these two girls I'm working with right now. She says, I'm bugging you. I said, you're not bugging me. I said, that's my job.
Right. Right.
I'm like, this is my job. So I love selling houses. I think it's the best thing in the world.
That's awesome.
It really is.
So
the transaction can be a pain in the rear. Like I'm in 2 escrows right now, and there are a doozy. But we turned the corner yesterday, so we're sailing away.
So do you do you go out and get listings and all of that?
Yeah, so I represent buyers and sellers.
Yeah. Like
right now I have I have representing a seller. We're selling their house and they're buying another house at the same time. Yeah. And they're doing it for their kids to get into the right school district. And if you're watching La Flèche, is my client. She might be watching right now. Isn't that a cool name?
What's her name?
La Flèche.
La Flèche? Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. They're a rock star family.
Wow.
4 little girls.
That's French.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
You know where I get most of my referrals from?
Where?
My country bar. My honky tonk.
I see you at the country bar all the time.
Okay, I don't appear to be a honky tonker all the time, but I am a big time honky tonker.
I love it.
Flesh is my one of my good friend's sister.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
But that's like my that's my networking. They're all my friends.
That's awesome.
I always sound like I'm not going to do you wrong. Like I will do everything in my power to make sure that it's done right.
Right.
I can't guarantee it, but I'm going to do everything I can.
That is incredible. So you obviously get a lot of referrals,
right?
And I'm sure you take very, very good care of your clients. Man, my lighting is off. Like one side of my face is like washed out. Anyway, so with the business, you get a lot of referrals, and that's important. Real estate, we work probably about 90% off referrals. So I always tell people,
I always tell people, referral, I love referrals, and I'll do you right as best I can. There's laws that we have to abide by,
Sure.
that how much, like what I can do for somebody, but I will do to the maximum of that.
Right.
It's funny,
Right.
my broker, Gul Iran Pak is my broker.
Who?
And she was Gul Iran Pak.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm not even
So
going to try that.
Yeah. So she was actually my realtor when I was in my first house in my 20s.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is hilarious. So the other day, her and I are sitting across from each other in her office, right? And she says, I said, yeah, you sold my first house, bought and sold. My second one, bought and sold. The third one, I got a little smarter, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, then my mom's, and I go, you made a lot of money off of me, you know?
Yeah.
And she says, because I was telling her the gift I was giving to my client. And she goes, what did I give you? And I go, nothing. I go, so the way I see it, you owe me a lot. And she just died. She died laughing.
Oh my God.
And at the same time, my son had just called, right? He called and I go, oh my God, Shane. I go, Ghoul is sitting here laughing her ass off because she's realized that she gypped us. I did not think of that before. I'm like, well, yes, you could still think about it now.
I'll tell you, and I've bought a lot of houses in my time, and I can remember there's only one realtor that actually dropped off this really, really nice gift, and I remember his name, and I don't remember any of the others.
Really?
Yeah.
My last client, I gave him, I asked their sister, who was a referral I got from the sister, was my friend.
Yeah.
And so they wanted this ice chest. So I got him this stainless steel ice chest, and I put it together myself.
Yeah. Wow.
Rico, I hope it's not falling apart yet.
Yeah, right.
And I filled it with their favorite IPA beer. And then they wanted these lights in the backyard that the seller took.
Yeah.
And so I bought them like 4 boxes of the lights and stuff. And I bought them the lights because the lights are going to last for a long time. So every time they look up and somebody says, oh, I like your lights, they're going to remember that I gave it to them.
That's awesome.
People give them like a wine bottle. It's like you're going to drink the wine, it's gone.
Right. Yeah. Give them something permanent.
Right.
Timeless.
At least it's going to last for, a few years and stuff.
I think that that my live stream I did last night was about that, about giving to people, about helping other people. And doing things like that, that's what's going to separate you from everybody else, and not just temporarily, permanently. Like, it'll be a permanent thing.
It's a lifetime business.
Right.
Yeah, real estate is a lifetime business because that person's going to help you today. It's going to help you, like, if, I always tell people, like, firstly, when somebody tells me, for example, that they have a family member who's, like, in hospice or something, the first thing I say to them is, I'm sorry, make sure they have a trust.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're like, what? I said, no, a will is a way to probate. A trust is a way out, You never hear of a will baby.
Right.
You hear of a trust baby. Right. So I'm always trying to educate people on that, part of it, because you're going to need a realtor throughout your life. And hopefully if you just set it up correctly, the impact will be less.
Right.
Or the damage will be less,
Well, and I can say, I know for a fact that the realtor market is, but it wouldn't take a whole lot of work to excel and smoke everybody in almost any market, because realtors typically, not all,
right.
but there's a lot of realtors that all they care about is, how do I get that commission? That's it. And once you stop caring about that and you start caring about the actual client and what's best for them, just like you've talked about, like,
right.
Then you can have success. But my question for you would be, and this is a big question, I ask every guest this: when you see, I'm not talking about just realtors, I'm talking about in life in general, in your opinion, when you see, people that can't seem to get unstuck, or they can't seem to find happiness, or they can't seem to find financial prosperity, what do you think the biggest thing is that's holding them back?
Themselves. I know a lot of people like that, but I know people that are very close to me that are like that. And you can try to talk sense, you can try to show them the light,
yeah,
until they're willing to turn their head and go find it, they're never going to find it. So, like, my personal self-development has occurred in the last, I mean, it's been going on for my entire life, but my real rock star years of development to, like, was really catapulted me to, like, I'm going to say, like, a completely different level of thinking was in the past, I'd say 5 years. And the biggest thing for me is on that is I stopped watching television. I don't watch TV at all, ever.
Right.
Like, very, very rare if I turn a TV on or in a movie or something, but happiness is a choice. It's a choice.
Yep.
You choose to be happy.
Yep.
So it's literally a choice. So the people that are stuck, that are complaining about, I don't like this, it's negative Nancy. I don't do negative Nancy. Somebody is around me who starts talking negative. I say, okay, I'll talk to you later. I gotta go.
Yep.
I will literally leave.
Yep.
I will literally leave. And I say, you know what? I'll talk to you another day. Have a fantastic day. I will not put myself through listening to somebody who's negative.
Yep.
And somebody who's negative in that, like, there's people, like I said, close people to me. And sometimes you have to just distance yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll say to them, if you have nothing else to talk about, if you have nothing positive to talk about, please go to your community center and take a class. Please go, do something. Do something that, to educate your mind, give you something else to talk about. I don't care if it's sorry, there's some workers out here trying to get my attention.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't care what you do, but get something else to talk about,
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like I said, happiness. Can you excuse me for 1 second?
Yep.
They're not going away. Hold on 1 second.
Well, hey, we'll take a quick commercial break and be right back. I'm just kidding. So,
I'm back.
I've had that happen one other time. So,
You're like, knock at the door. Okay.
So you said that, it's themselves, but what about themselves do you feel it is that holds them back?
Well, it's self-talk. It's self-talk. It's what you're saying to yourself. It's the words that come out of your mouth.
Right.
Because what you say is what you are.
Right. Yep.
It's self-talk. It's lack of confidence.
Yep.
Self-confidence. And that's not, see, some people think that's just, it's natural. Well, for some people it's natural, but some people you have to work at it.
Right.
But it's all self-work. You have to work on yourself, but it's a choice. And your question was what's holding them back, right? It's their lack of knowledge.
Right. Yep.
Turn the goddamn TV off. Turn on Tony Robbins. Turn on Les Brown. Turn on Dr. Laura. Turn on Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
Turn on Ken Walls. Turn on Tammie Acosta.
That's right.
Turn something on that's gonna, like, for me, like, people say, oh, like these fires right here, right? Honestly, I have not seen them. I saw it on my friend's phone real quick, but I don't watch the news. Why am I going to watch the news? It's all negative.
Yep.
Why am I going to watch the Kardashians? Like, I could give two,
Right.
I don't have time in my life for that.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
you have to choose the energy that comes into your life.
Yep.
Because that you take in is what you give out.
Yep.
So if you're taking in garbage, you're just going to spew garbage.
Yep. Yep.
So it's all about a choice. It's to get unstuck is to take the negative energy away from your life or out of your life and put it in only positive. That's it.
Yep.
You just got to put it in positive. That's it.
I agree. And I think that
your surroundings. It's the people you, like they say, the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yep.
You're the average of those 5.
My buddy, I'm reading this book right now. It's called The Theory of 5. Chris Saraceno, and he was on the show as a guest. He's a phenomenal guy, and that's a great book. I mean, it's a phenomenal book, and it's all about that. It's the 5 people you spend the most time with, and so many people also, because I've been there, and today, on this day right now, August the 10th, 16 years ago, I quit drinking. So today is my sobriety birthday, kind of, right?
Congrats.
Thank you. And so, I remember, I started clearing all the negative out, all of the people, the bars that I went to, all that stuff. And it was difficult because I wanted I wanted 20 years of sobriety and a better life, like now, right now. And it took me so long to realize that it's a process. It's not an event. And so I, as I went through all this, I'm like, now I look back and, I'm 50 years old. I'm 16 years sober.
You're 50 years old?
Pardon me?
You're 50?
I just turned 50 on July 17th.
You look great.
Oh God. It's amazing, and it blows me away because I still listen to AC/DC. So, but but I look back and I think, man, if I would have just understood better that it is a process. It's not this explosive event of where you get rid of all this negative stuff. You change it doesn't happen overnight. Like, it just doesn't.
Right.
So
Right.
It's like being a realtor. Like, you're all gung-ho the first day or two or week or month or whatever, but you're like, oh God, this is a lot more work than I thought, right?
Oh, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But for me, that whole episode of changing, when I turned 40 years old.
Yep.
When you turn these milestone numbers, something clicks in your mind where you're just like, holy moly, I'm like, this is happening. There's like a little bit of change. Yeah. So when I turned 40 years old, I'm 43 now. Yeah. So when I turned 40, I was already like on my path, but I really I stepped back from my life and I looked like this from afar.
Yep.
And I'm like, where am I going? What am I doing?
Right.
And I had to assess my friends, assess my circle of friends. Yep. And I thought, you know what? I love my friends. I need a better circle. Because if you're the average of the 5, and my average I want is like, what I want is so far high, it's so high, it's ridiculous. So there's, so I assessed that, and then I thought to myself, okay, I'm spending too much time with these people. I can't do this. So I literally made a choice. I made a mental choice, and I said, I'm going to find new friends. So what I did, I walked into a sports chalet, and I said, I need a set of women's golf clubs. And he goes, well, which ones do you want? I said, I know 5'5", right hand. He goes, how about these? I said, okay. He goes, don't you want to see them? I said, I don't know how to play. What does it matter?
Right.
So he's like, you're serious? I go, yeah. So I bought golf clubs, took myself to the driving range, and I started meeting people.
Yep.
And I now golf is like I have 2 favorite hobbies, country dancing and golf.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I changed my circle.
Yep.
I deliberately made a decision to change my circle. And I would still I would still spend time with my friends, but I would literally I'd walk into wherever I was at, and I would give myself, instead of like 4 hours there, I would give myself an hour. Yeah. And I would put my watch on, and I would say, okay, I'm here for 1 hour. I would spend time for 1 hour, and then I'd say, okay, guys, I got to go. And then I would go to another place where I was meeting different friends.
Yep. Yeah.
I would literally go from Long Beach to Laguna in one night. I would just say, okay, I got 1 hour with you, and then I'm over here.
Yeah.
And that right there changed my game like a lot, But I continue to do that all the time. There's work going on outside.
Oh, I was like, wow, a jet just flew over, like right on top of your house. So, and again, there's nothing in the world more important than the people you're spending your time with. Period. Like, if you sit around and watch the news or read the news, any of that crap, like, it's GEICO. It's garbage in, garbage out.
You're gonna move with me real quick. Sorry.
Okay, it's fine.
We're trying to get away from them. Okay, let's see if this is better. A little quieter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful home, by the way.
Right?
So you're right. Like I was saying, it's garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you're bringing into your mind is what you're going to put out. It's going to happen, or you're going to attract more garbage into your life. So if somebody came to you right now and they said, Tammie, I'm just stuck. My electric's getting shut off tomorrow. I'm getting evicted. I can't figure it out. I don't know what to do. What's the first thing you're going to say to them?
Stop talking about it. It is what it is. You can't change it. How are you going to fix it? Give me five things you can do that you can think of right now that are going to fix the situation. That's what I would say.
Right.
And if they can't think of them, I'd say, well, let me help you figure it out,
Right.
But the first thing to do is stop talking about it. Shut your goddamn mouth. Sorry.
Right.
That's what it is. Shut your mouth.
Right.
Like I said, I have people in my life who are always stuck. Oh, I have no money. Oh, I have this. I said, if you keep saying that, you're going to continue to do that,
Yep.
They just don't get it. And again, it's all of what you decide to put into, it's what you're bringing in.
Yeah.
Yes. First thing is just to, just like I always tell people I work with, don't come to me with a problem. Just tell me the situation. Remove the word problem from your vocabulary. Tell me the situation and tell me a solution.
Right.
If you don't have a solution, hit the door and come back when you do.
Some people don't want a solution. They just they're programmed to complain.
Yes. Well, there's different, life, there's different, just like, you go to a flower shop, you can find all different kinds of flowers.
Yep.
You're going to find all different kinds of people. Some people are content with working at Target.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're happy with that.
Yeah.
Some people you can't really, it's just a matter of like if you want to change or you don't want to change.
Yeah.
I
agree.
But if they continue to complain about it, obviously they don't like it. There's something that's not right in their world.
Right.
And it's just a matter of them making the choice to fix it. And I would say the biggest or the easiest way to start catapulting yourself into change is to change what you're putting in. Just like literally, who you listen to, who you watch.
Right. Right.
Like I was on a road trip with my girlfriends one day and I said something about Tony Robbins and they said, who? And I was like, wow. You got to be kidding me. And they said, I said, I didn't know who he is. I said, okay, you're going to get educated right now. We're going to Vegas. We got 3-hour drive.
Right.
I made them listen to
the
whole day, just different stuff.
That's
but
awesome.
Some people just they're never exposed to it.
Right.
They just don't have the exposure. So it's a matter of changing your circle. And had they not been in the car with me, they may have never heard about him. Right. And I'm not saying Tony Robbins is the godfather, but somebody along those lines. Even if it's a pastor, go to a church, go to a temple, go to anywhere. Anything.
Feed your mind with positive material, positive messages. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So, Renee Envy wants to come out to LA or out there and golf with you. She also says, "What's your next best move?" And I think what she means is, what's next for you?
Apartment building. I'm going to buy an apartment building in 3 years.
Nice.
That's my goal. Yeah.
Good for you.
So everything I make from real estate, I'm socking it away. I'm holding on to it. And I'm going to, I think we're going to have a shift in the market. We all don't know the answer, but when people start taking out loans on their house to remodel, it's just the name of the game. It's kind of how it works. It's a trend. Every 10 years the market shifts, and we're in a shift right now. We're definitely in a shift.
Yeah.
So shift happens. Tammie's going to have her cash to buy an apartment building. So that's my next goal. It's my next big thing.
I had
find to be married again.
Yeah. I had a good friend of mine was on the other day on the show. Her name's Pam Goodwin. She's a commercial real estate investor and developer in Dallas, Texas, and she's a realtor, and she has classes where she does how to invest. She talks about how to invest $5,000 into a commercial property and flip it and make $1 million profit. So she said they're everywhere. They're in every little small town in America. They're everywhere. So I'm telling you that the real estate market, and she's invited my wife and I to come down to Dallas and spend a VIP couple of days with her. And that market it's insane. You can have indestructible wealth is what Grant Cardone calls it, right?
Right. He's one of my big people I listen to.
Love that dude.
That's how I met you, through him. Yeah.
Yeah.
The work is going on.
I guess it is. Wow.
We're building the deck in the back.
Well, you know what? We're going to wrap up. Yeah, we need to wrap up quick.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right. Listen, I appreciate you being on. Everybody wants to know how to follow you. Wow. So they can follow you on Facebook, right?
Yeah, Facebook. Okay. You can. I have a business page also under my name. I have a YouTube account, and then I also have Instagram. Tammie the Realtor on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, Tammie, sorry that your construction guys showed up.
I know, right?
Yeah. So, listen, I will let you go. I appreciate you coming on the show and taking the time. Everybody, make sure you're following Tammie. She's awesome. I love watching what you're doing. You're amazing.
Yeah, if anyone's looking for real estate in Orange County, North Orange County, LA, Inland Empire, I can do it all. But North Orange County is my hub. Awesome. But I can cover anything in this area.
You rock. Everybody, make sure you send her a friend request. Follow her.
Yes.
All right. See you later,
Bye.
Tammie. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.